As Raw celebrated its 700th episode, Kevin Federline opened the show.
I want to know why I'm back here on Raw? Payback!
After taking in foo from John Cena last week. With the crowd jeering,
they were all talking about how John Cena gave me the FU.
He took a shot at the Chicago Cubs, claiming he's no lovable loser. He says he wants his revenge tonight.
Got a couple more people that are going to annihilate Cena.
And he's going to do it with Booker T and Queen Sharmell. Booker lavished praise on K-Fed.
I listened to your CD.
Calling his new CD of treasure and describing him as a gifted artist and a true
trendsetter.
Booker T encouraged the fans to pick Cena's title to be put on the line on Cyber Sunday, so he can become the double world champion.
Of the world!
Just then the ECW champion, The Big Show, comes out.
Now I agree, I think John Cena's title should be up for grabs.
But Show wasn't impressed with Booker's royal act, not using the word king.
That's King Booker!
The ECW giant drew a huge pop when
I will call you whatever in the hell I want to.
The Big Show claims he's the most dominant athlete in WWE history.
You know I'm gonna win Cyber Sunday?
With Queen Sharmell looking on, Booker scoffed.
Boulder Dash!
Intent on making his own mark at Cyber Sunday.
I'm gonna be victorious.
Hell no!
This verbal sparring brought out John Cena, who immediately tore into the group assembled in the ring.
Here is the dumbest lineup in the history of Celebrity Jeopardy.
And cracked that he was standing before a big, royal
pain in the ass.
Cena then congratulates Show for his movie, but reminds the audience of his other roles.
In the Ghostbusters as a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. When he took that role in Return of the Jedi as Jabba the Hutt.
Cena called out Show as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Jabba the Hutt, and even
White Fat Albert.
He claimed Booker's royal shtick was bearable.
And we're all fine with the robe and the crown and the weird English accent. We're all fine with that.
Till Booker called K-Fed's album
Playing with Fire a treasure. Now maybe I'm the wrong one to break this news,
which cost Booker his
status as a black man.
For the punchline, Cena introduced Ron Simmons, who promptly delivered his classic
damn
to huge cheers before heading off. Cena ran down Federline one last time, telling him if he thinks he can come to his show while he's WWE champion seeking revenge, he has better luck.
Playing with yourself.
Leaving Federline, Booker, Sharmell, and Show stunned in the ring.
This is a semi-final match in the WWE Women's Championship Tournament.
Melina versus Mickie James, and ready to seize her shot at becoming the WWE Women's Champion. The bell rings, and Melina wastes no time, charging at Mickie with relentless aggression. Mickie, a former women's champion herself, stays composed, countering Melina's early offense with quick strikes and grapples. Melina fights back, showcasing her crafty side by targeting Mickie's face. As the battle intensifies, Melina applies a unique submission maneuver, bending Mickie into a precarious position. Mickie manages to escape and retaliates with a flurry of strikes, gaining momentum as the crowd rallies behind her. Melina, channeling her partner Johnny Nitro's style, hits a vicious swinging neckbreaker, coming dangerously close to a pinfall, showing her resilience and determination to reclaim the championship. The two continue to trade blows, with Melina trying to maintain control. Mickie counters with a seamless DDT. Mickie quickly hooks the far leg for the 3 count, securing her spot in the tournament finals. She celebrates her hard-fought victory with a triumphant smile. She'll now go on to face the winner of the upcoming semi-final match between Lita and Maria. John Cena versus Johnny Nitro, with Melina, Perez, and Kevin Federline. Nitro wastes no time, starting things off with a quick knee to Cena's ribs. Cena fights back, landing several punches and following up with a fisherman suplex. Just then, Melina and Kevin Federline pops up onto the apron, creating a distraction that allows Nitro to blindside Cena with a sneak attack and drive him down with a neckbreaker for a close 2 count. The crowd remains loud in support of Cena. Nitro keeps up the offense, throwing boots at Cena and sending him tumbling over the top rope. Outside, Federline steps in, mouthing off before delivering a slap to Cena's face. Cena looks ready to retaliate, but Nitro takes advantage again that sends Cena crashing down. Back in the ring, Nitro goes for a bulldog, earning another 2 count before transitioning into a tight chokehold, Joe style. Cena starts to power out, standing up with Nitro on his back before dropping him to break the hold. Then it's all Cena. He lands a flying shoulder block, hits the protobomb, and lines up for the 5-knuckle shuffle, finishing with his trademark salute. Moments later, he nails the foo for the victory. As Cena turns to glare at Federline for the earlier slap, Federline tries to talk his way out of trouble, backing up the ramp. Suddenly, Big Show and King Booker appear to shield Federline, and the 3 men gang up on Cena. Booker goes for a kick, followed by Show delivering a punishing chokeslam. The brief alliance breaks, and King Booker seizes the opportunity, finishing with an axe kick to stand tall over the WWE champion. Triple H with Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton with Edge and Lita. The atmosphere is tense.
Edge and Orton, the most dynamic duo since Siegfried and Roy.
Cutting their usual entertaining promo.
Let's get ready to suck it!
The match kicks off with Triple H taking control. quickly landing a neckbreaker on Orton for a near fall. A suck it knee drop follows, and Triple H nails Orton with a powerful spinebuster, leaving the Legend Killer rolling out of the ring to regroup. Triple H isn't about to let Orton off that easily, but as they return to the ring, Edge seizes a moment to distract Triple H, the signature RKO. Orton hits a clean dropkick for a 2 count, followed by a DDT, though he opts not to go for the pin immediately. Instead, Orton arrogantly struts around the ring, throwing in a Garvin stomp for another near fall before locking in a tight chinlock to wear down the game. Triple H fights out, meeting Orton with a high knee, and follows up with a facebuster. Just as he's building momentum, Lita trips him up from ringside, forcing him to pull her onto the apron. Orton seizes the opportunity, catching Triple H. Shawn Michaels jumps onto the apron. Orton goes for an RKO on Triple H. With the ref down, Edge sees his chance and delivering a vicious spear to Triple H. But Shawn is quick to retaliate, throwing Edge over the announce table before delivering a thunderous sweet chin music to Coach. Edge, however, isn't down for long, slamming Michaels into the ring post before charging for another spear. This time, Triple H sidesteps. Meanwhile, Bischoff tosses a steel chair to Orton, securing the pinfall victory. In the final moments of CM Punk vs. Matt Striker, Punk heads to the top rope and launches off. As Punk readies Striker for his finisher, Knox suddenly charges into the ring, causing the referee to call for a disqualification. Knox swings a kick at Punk but misses, allowing Punk to counter with a swift kick of his own. With Knox retreating, Punk stands tall in the ring. Backstage, Rebecca stands with
the Sandman.
He encourages them to vote for him at Cyber Sunday to face Umaga, emphasizing that Kane already had his chance, and while Benoit is tough, his match with Umaga would bring a whole new level of intensity.
Vote Chris Benoit, you got Rabbit Wolverine.
Sandman insists that if fans want a brutal, bloody fight,
You want to see blood?
he's the clear choice. After a swig from his drink,
I'm the Sandman, and I approve this mess.
backstage, Kristal catches up with
He's the new United States champion, Chris Benoit.
U.S. champion Chris Benoit, asking for his thoughts on the upcoming Cyber Sunday event.
Benoit the Wolverine against Umaga the Samoan.
Benoit starts to respond, but quickly spots Vickie Guerrero nearby.
Vickie.
Interrupting his interview, he walks over to confront her,
Hey, Chris.
seeking answers about her recent actions with Chavo and the tension surrounding Rey Mysterio.
What did wrong?
Vickie gives Benoit the familiar reasoning.
Use the Guerrero legacy to build his career.
She adds a pointed remark.
You weren't as close to Eddie as you thought.
She walks away, leaving Benoit looking both frustrated and introspective. Backstage, Vickie Guerrero is visibly shaken after her encounter with Chris Benoit.
Very careful what you say around Chris.
She nervously tells Chavo about her exchange.
Best thing for me to do is stay away from Chris.
He tells her that the best approach now is to keep Benoit within reach.
I was scared. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Vickie nods reluctantly, still anxious. Paul London and Brian Kendrick are watching the action backstage. Ashley suddenly appears dressed as a fairy,
Stole my costume.
complete with wings and a wand. Meanwhile, Kendrick jumps in,
Hey, you look great, Ashley. You're a fairy.
sidestepping London's joke, telling her she looks great, as the three share a lighthearted moment together.
Diva Battle Royal. That's you can treat me.
Chavo Guerrero and Vickie Guerrero make their way to the ring with a smug confidence, clearly reveling in their latest victory. Chavo takes the mic
Met a family who finally has some peace in their lives.
because Rey Mysterio is gone. He brags that he's the one who ended Rey's career, claiming to have crushed Rey's leg and forced him to say,
I quit.
The crowd is shown a replay from last week, with Chavo ruthlessly hammering the scaffolding near Rey's injured knee, forcing Rey to quit to avoid further damage. As the crowd boos, Chavo taunts them,
Because you're exactly like Rey Mysterio. Selfish.
accusing the fans of clinging to the past and refusing to let the Guerrero family move forward. He insists that the Guerrero family is now stronger without Rey. Just as Chavo declares that the Guerrero family is finally whole again, Chris Benoit's music hits, and he storms down to the ring with a furious look on his face. Chavo and Vickie quickly exit the ring, avoiding a confrontation, as Benoit stands tall, glaring at them from inside the ropes.
Now let's get them divas out here.
The arena is festive as each competitor makes her entrance in costume. Jillian Hall as Elvis, Michelle McCool dressed as a nurse, Kristal Marshall as a gold digger, Ashley Massaro as a fairy, and Layla L as a bunny. Just as the bell is about to ring, The Miz comes out, announcing that he'll be the special guest referee for the match, adding a twist to the event. The action kicks off as Jillian targets Ashley, while McCool and Kristal team up on Layla. Ashley gains the upper hand and tosses Jillian into the corner, then over the ropes. Just as Jillian tries to re-enter the ring, McCool capitalizes. McCool turns her attention to Ashley, kicking her off the ropes and eliminating her seconds later. McCool goes after Layla for picking up Kristal in an attempt to toss her out. Kristal manages to slip free, countering with a dropkick that sends McCool tumbling to the floor. The final showdown between Kristal and Layla begins, and Kristal gets in a few solid strikes. Layla blocks a kick and responds with a clothesline, then whips Kristal into the corner. Layla attempts to lift Kristal over the ropes, setting up for what appears to be a suplex to the outside, but Miz pulls Layla down unexpectedly, allowing Kristal to secure the victory. Kristal stands tall, celebrating her win, as Miz raises her hand in triumph. Returning from commercial, Miz and Kristal are basking in their victory in the ring. Relishing his revenge on Layla,
Blubbery, oily, nasty gift she gave me on my birthday.
and applauding Kristal as the only diva who respects him as he deserves.
Of the undefeated Miz!
Their celebration is interrupted by the eerie arrival of the Boogeyman. Making his way down the ramp with his signature convulsions, Boogeyman's unpredictable demeanor makes the crowd uneasy. As he approaches, Miz panics, shoving Kristal toward Boogeyman as a human shield before bolting out of the ring. Kristal is left alone, frozen with fear as Boogeyman reaches into his pockets. He pulls out his signature worms and lets them slither out of his mouth, covering Kristal's face in a grotesque display. The segment ends with Kristal recoiling in horror, as Boogeyman's bizarre antics leave a lasting impact on the arena.
Take over the big show. Take on Batista and Cena.
World Champion King Booker with Queen Sharmell and ECW World Champion Big Show versus WWE Champion John Cena and Batista. The main event kicks off with Cena and Booker squaring up, with Booker getting the early advantage by backing Cena into the corner. But Cena counters a cheap shot attempt, firing back with punches before executing a big hip toss and tagging in Batista. Batista charges in until the King hits a thumb to the eye to regain control. Booker whips Batista into the corner. Tag goes back to Cena, but Booker manages to catch him with a boot, following it up with a clothesline. Cena ducks a Harlem sidekick, counters with a hard whip into the corner, and nails Booker with a vertical suplex. With another tag to Batista, Cena and Batista hit a double elbow, followed by a double clothesline. Returning from the break, Batista is still firmly in control over Booker. He tags Cena back in, who charges Booker into the opposite corner, only for Booker to catch him. Booker tags in Big Show, who towers over Cena and goes on the offensive. Cena tries to hold his ground, but a sneaky shot from Booker on the outside sets him up. Show follows up with a powerful chop that leaves Cena reeling. After a vertical suplex, Show tags Booker back in, who lands a series of kicks that score him a 2 count. Booker distracts the referee, trying to bait Batista into the ring, but then quickly tags Big Show back in. Show methodically steps across Cena's chest, then hands the match back to Booker. Cena manages to duck a clothesline, and Booker grabs Cena's ankle and tries to pull him back, sneaking in another cheap shot, but instead, he tosses Cena out of the ring, where Big Show gets a shot in before rolling him back into the ring for a near fall. Back inside, Booker and Cena go toe-to-toe, with Booker locking in a sleeper hold, but Cena fights back, eventually breaking free with a belly-to-back suplex. When Booker goes to tag out, Big Show suddenly steps off the apron, refusing the tag and leaving Booker vulnerable. Cena takes advantage, tagging in Batista for the hot tag. Batista explodes on Booker with 2 big clotheslines, shoulder thrusts in the corner, and a running power slam. Show watches from the aisle as Batista hits a spinebuster, followed by Cena's 5-knuckle shuffle. Batista then plants Booker with a sit-out powerbomb for the decisive win. Cena and Batista celebrate their victory in the ring as Big Show glares ominously from the aisle. Rankings and recap for the latest episode. Raw. 5 points. John Morrison and Melina tease who their celebrity guest is. Building hype, Morrison and Melina start the show with suspense and intrigue, which kept the audience guessing and eager for the reveal. Booker T, Queen Sharmell, and the Big Show wait for Mr. McMahon. Tension rises with SmackDown and ECW stars on Raw waiting for McMahon's big announcement. John Morrison and Melina bring out Kevin Federline. The appearance of Britney Spears' ex, Federline, adds a major celebrity twist to the episode, bringing mainstream attention to Morrison and Melina's angle. Vince McMahon's announcement. Vince's reveal to Cena, Big Show, Booker T, and Queen Sharmell establishes a high-stakes storyline involving top superstars from different brands. Victoria vs. Tori Wilson vs. Candice Michelle vs. Maria, WWE Women's Championship Tournament. This multi-woman match pushes the tournament forward. Randy Orton with Edge and Lita vs. Triple H with Shawn Michaels. A thrilling, high-caliber match, furthering the rivalry between Orton and Triple H while adding more layers to the rated RKO vs. DX feud. ECW. 1 point. Mike Knox tries to attack CM Punk over Kelly Kelly. Knox's jealousy storyline gains intensity as he confronts CM Punk, adding depth to Kelly's character development. The new WWE Diva interviews Rob Van Dam. ECW gains new life as the fresh face of the new Diva brings renewed interest to the brand. SmackDown. 3 points. I Quit match. Chavo Guerrero with Vickie Guerrero vs. Rey Mysterio. This brutal, high-stakes match ends the bitter feud between Chavo and Rey with an emotional and hard-hitting finish that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. SmackDown Diva Dance-Off. Layla, Michelle McCool, Kristal, Jillian Hall, and Ashley Massaro bring some light-hearted entertainment, which fits the SmackDown style and engages the crowd. Booker T with Queen Sharmell vs. Batista. World Heavyweight Championship. The main event keeps SmackDown's title scene exciting, with Booker's feud with Batista heating up further and Queen Sharmell's involvement keeps the match lively. Current standings: Raw, 88 points; SmackDown, 48 points; ECW, 35 points;